Good afternoon, everybody. We gonna call to order the meeting for January the 30th, the first meeting of the 2025 year.
All right.
We'll have an invocation by Reverend Mary Moss. Then we have pledge of allegiance.
Let us pray. Precious God, our Father, we thank you again for the opportunity to come together and to do a good work. We pray now that you would be present in this meeting and that you would give it meaning as well as purpose to the end that you get the glory. We're looking forward to a great year. Again, we thank you. We pray that you would bless this food, allow it to be nourishment for our bodies, but never forget the spiritual manna that can come only from you. Amen.
Amen. All right, y'all pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, can we have roll call?
Chief Carl Dunn,
Here.
Sergeant Connie Kurtz, Miss Ingrid Payne, she's en route, Attorney Jacqueline Nash Grant, Representative Larry Selders,
Here.
Miss Sonia Boss, Councilwoman Carolyn Coleman,
Present.
Reverend Donald Hunter Sr.,
Present.
Miss Geraldine Key, Attorney Jennifer Mozant,
Here.
Coach Anthony Jones,
Present.
Miss Mary Washington,
Here.
Reverend Mary Whitley Moss,
Here.
Miss Kathy Coleman,
Here.
Miss Jerry Booker.
Here.
Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, can we entertain a motion to adopt the agenda?
Second.
And second, all in favor? Aye. Aye. Are there any nays? No nays? All right. Any public comments? Any public comments? Nobody, bang. All right, no public comments. We're gonna go to number 6, our action items. Action items. One, the certification of the meeting minutes from October 24th, 2024.
I move to certify the minutes from October 24th, 2024.
All right. There's a motion and a second. All right. All in favor, certification of the minutes? Aye. All right. Are any nays? No nays? The ayes have it. Are we going to go to B, the Finance Committee report and the Finance report?
We just had, that's me, I forgot. We just had the Finance Committee meeting and we got a good report, but let's hear from Jonathan from LA Champaign so he can tell you the details.
Thank you. Let me start by just saying thank you to the board. I just gave a presentation to the committee, the Finance Committee, and did go into a lot of detail on the two reports everybody should have in front of them. The thick one is the audit of the financial statements, and the other one is what's called the statewide agreed upon procedures. So with the committee, I went through detail, addressed any questions, and what I would like to do here is go through these two reports at a higher level, and then we can address any questions you may do. So let's start with the financial statements, which is the thicker one. And I always like to begin by taking a look at the audit report. That's where our opinion is on the financial statements. It begins right after the table of contents. At the top there, you'll see the opinion paragraph. We have issued a clean, unmodified opinion on the financials. From here, we can take a look at the statements. If you turn to page 12, and slow me down, I'm doing high level, but if you have some questions, just throw a piece of chicken at me.
We got some chicken for you.
On page 12 is the balance sheet. And just follow the far right-hand column. We ended the year with total assets $2.4 million, total liabilities $846,000. From there, let's turn to page 14. This is the income statement, once again, reported at the fund level, far right-hand column. We had total revenue for the year, 16.3 million. And then walk down from there, we had total expenses, 15.1, which results in a net income for the year of 1.2 million. And we ended the year with net assets unrestricted, fund balance of 1.6 million. I'm not going to go through the notes unless someone has a particular question. I will highlight page 45. This is a public document. The legislative auditor requires that the council name what they call the agency head, Natasha, and then you report all public funds paid to the agency head. Then if you turn to page 52, this is where you would report findings. Happy to announce we didn't have any findings for the fiscal year. And page 53 would be follow-up on previous year findings, and we didn't have any last year either.
Repeat all of that.
All of that.
No findings.
Yeah.
No findings.
All right, the other packet is what's called the statewide agreed upon procedures. The legislative auditor's office, who has jurisdiction over the council, requires these procedures to be performed in conjunction with the audit. As of now, there's 14 procedures with a number of sub-procedures, and we've done this for a number of years, and in the past, maybe there's been a finding here or there, and they've always been addressed, and we've moved forward. This year, there are no findings in this report also, so I don't plan on going into much detail. I do want to bring the board's attention to the legislative auditor has given some relief from these procedures and put the agencies in general, the state agencies, which you guys would consider one, on a 2-year rolling plan. So this is year 1. And in that second year, you would do the procedures, but only the procedures where you had a finding. So next year, with no findings this year, no report due next year. And then when you hit that year 3, which would be fiscal year 26, you would be back doing the full set of statewide agreed upon procedures, and however they happen to look in that year. So that's it. If there's any questions, I can address those.
All right.
Entertain a motion to accept the financial report as given unamended. All right, got a second on that motion? All right, all in favor, accepting the financial report? Aye. All right, are there any nays, any exceptions? No, all right, motion passed. All right, we're gonna go to,
I believe Ms.
Okay.
Amar is gonna discuss the salary adjustment issue.
Right. Well, for the last couple of years, salaries have remained the same. And so we are going to undertake, doing our performance management appraisal system, doing our performance management system for our employees. We're going to do their evaluations. It's our hope that we can come back before the April meeting and solidify some merit increase based on performance. We were going to try to do it earlier, but with what happened over the week as it relates to the federal funds and dollars being frozen and unfrozen, we're going to wait to hear the judges stay and order, and the governor's office is telling us our funds are secured for February, but until we get a new memo from the Office of Management and Budget from the President's office, we'll pause on raises because when they put us on hold, that was about $1.8 million affected for us. Because as you know, most of these programs start with the federal government, and then the state has their match portion. And so what we're going to do is just, we're going to go ahead and do the due diligence piece, get everybody evaluated, and wait to see what happens as it relates to our budget. Okay? All right.
So we're kind of at the
We in limbo
mercy of the
of the
federal
feds,
government
of the
right
federal
now.
government. I know they rescinded it, so we're waiting to see if there's going to be some new, documentation saying everything is as it should be. Cause in actuality, the money for this year is already there from last year, so that's why they were able to draw down February's money early. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Employees on that wall.
They don't know. They know, we're already talking.
Financial report ending on December 31st, 2024.
Okay, in
All
your
right.
packet, you should, in your packet, you should have,
Packet.
yeah, a group of reports, financial reports ending December 31st. The first report in that packet is that of the balance sheet, and this is from, well, the balance sheet is from day one, but I'm tapping it from July through December because our audit took us through June 30th. So, our assets at the end of December, total assets, $15,220,972. And I might add, of that figure, 14.7 million of it are fixed assets, meaning we really own stuff now. We own buildings, we have furniture that we own, we got some old ragged cars, but it's ours. So our total assets at the end of December, 15.2 million, as I said. Liabilities, we had a large payable amount there because the biggest of that was 600-some thousand, and that's our food vendor. That sounds like a lot of money, but that bill could run anywhere from 150 to 200,000 a month. So it sounds like a whole lot of money, but it's really not that much. It's a couple of months worth, mind you.
Yeah.
But, yeah, our food bill is the biggest bill that we have every month. So anyway, at the end of the year, we have an agreement with them. They give us an extension, especially if our money kind of tight. They let us hold over, give us a 90-day extension until we can take care of it. And we have taken care of it since that time. Other liabilities, as I mentioned to you last year when we talked about this, we do secure lines of credit to get us through the hard parts of the year, and we were doing it then because we had the construction going on. The construction finally ended in '24. Well, that part of it did. Finally ended in '24. We still have a few little houses that we're working on to get put back into circulation that we're gonna rent out to some seniors, probably grandparents, raising grandkids or somebody. But we have 3 other properties that we're working on. And the major ones, Tasha will tell you about that later, but we don't plan to fund those with our money. We don't plan to, okay?
Okay,
Okay, so anyway, we do secure lines of credits. We have $1 million line at Currency Bank, and it is secured by just our kitchen equipment, mind you. We also met with Guarantee Bank. We got a loan with them. We paid that off. It's a line of credit, actually, not a loan. It's a line of credit for $405,000. But we met with them and talked about, they have all this money they want to get rid of in Baton Rouge. They need people to make loans. So we talked to them. But we told them we didn't want to hawk our buildings though, so what can you do for us? So we're looking at other ways that we can secure those loans, and we may have found something, because he said you could do it with types of equipment. So we got a generator sitting out there about $300,000, so we can use that, we're gonna use that, but not the building. So we're working with them on that. We're just trying to find ways that we can get money to finish up those properties I was telling you about, and not have to use our money. And also Hancock Bank, we got a $500,000 line still with them that we use. We used 250 of it before by the end of December, so it is available to us. So that's where we are as for it. And it's those lines of credits that enable us to get through the year until we can get our funding. Because with the millage, you get all your money up front. I say up front, they give you as they collected. So whatever they collected in December, and this year, with the increase in the property taxes, we usually get about 7.2 million every year, maybe 7.9. But this year we got like 9.5 million in the first payment. So either everybody paid their taxes early in December like they should have, or that's gonna be a substantial cost. I don't know yet. So we don't know what the next payment is gonna be like, what they collected in January to give us in February. So.
Right.
But anyway, we are going to this year also, since we don't have the construction, of the major construction going on, like finishing up this building, we're going to also look at other ways to cut costs, because, we made another payment on this building.
Yeah.
So now we only owe one more payment.
Yep,
And next January, we will own this one. Okay, so
paid in 4 years.
in 4 years.
That's all right there.
And I think that's why our relationship with Hancock is kind of dwindled off a little bit, because they expect to make a lot of interest on us, but we paying them off early, so they're not gonna get that much. But anyway, so we plan to have that done by next year to own this building. We won't have any debt, any major debt. Unless Tasha go come up with
Okay.
something else. But anyway, that was a plan.
That wasn't planned for this meeting.
It wasn't, right? So I'm a little off script, I get that on. So anyway,
That's why she don't want you to talk.
Right, that's why I'm glad you found out, Jennifer.
so anyway, at the end of December, of course, our assets and liability, assets have to equal our liability and equity. So that's what it is.
That's why I wore my jacket.
For the balance sheet. The next report is just a trial balance, and what that does, and what that is, it's just a listing of all of our accounts, all accounts that we have for the council, and their balances at any given point. And this is as of December 31st. So if you want to see how much we spent on telephone from July to December, this is where you go find it, and it's in the trial balance. The next report is the profit and loss by class. And we do all of our accounting by class because we have separate departments, and that's how we capture our costs. Because of basically the grants, we want to know how much we're spending on each grant. And this year, with the addition of our budget analysts from last year that we added, what we're going to do, we're going to capture costs by, in addition to that, we're going to capture costs by senior center, so we'll know exactly how much we spend on every center. We have a general idea, but we haven't sent all the costs there yet. But this year, we're gonna find out exactly how much it costs to run each center. So if at any point anybody wants to know, we can let them know how much it costs. If your center closes, that's how much, we'll save or whatever. And then this, like I said, this is the profit and loss statement. Through December, our income was at 2.3 million. And then in December, our total expenses, which included everything that we had spent from July to December. And the reason the revenue is so low is, like I said, we collected all at the beginning of the year.
Right.
We got the 7 million in January. It was good at June 30th, but as we go through the year, we're using that money.
Right.
All right, so at the end of the year, we had at the end of December, 3.7 million loss. If you take the profit that we had at June 30th, because our fiscal year with the state is from July through June. But our calendar year with the city is from January to December, so there's 6 months overlapping in your costs and your revenue. So that's why you have to put them all together to see exactly how you stand. So this is the profit and loss statement at December 31st, 2022. And with the lines of credit, I said that's how we're able to sustain the operation, get enough cash to get through the end of the year. And we're cutting costs, Tasha said we're cutting costs, I'm putting on the record, we're cutting costs this year to get so we won't have to borrow as much. Okay, that concludes my report.
Thank
It's just
you.
an informational report.
Okay,
In
thank you.
April, when I come back and
Thank
speak.
you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Okay, and I guess I can report
Yeah.
the 2025 paid holiday schedule. Nothing has changed
Yeah.
from last year except for the day that the holiday falls on. The date, excuse me, that the holiday falls on. And so that's what we did in the finance committee. I see this finance committee report, finance report resolution.
I just accepted
Is that
the
for
audit.
later?
Huh?
Yeah, that's for
The
later.
disaster
That's
plan?
something.
Yeah, that-
Okay. So that concludes my report.
Okay.
All right.
Did I get a motion on the audit report, ma'am?
To,
Yeah.
accept the audit report?
Right.
From the
Okay.
board, yeah.
Do I hear a motion to accept the audit report from LA Champagne? Mr. Saunders. Second, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Chief, back to you.
All right. Now, see, potential funding freeze.
I just spoke about that in the within the finance report.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a little update on the federal funds. We hope that that'll be clarified, here shortly. And, if anything changes, we'll send you guys a message, but seems like it was, I don't know, a stunt, I don't know. Things change daily, so we just hope that they don't mess, with the seniors' money. All right, the next, can I go to the next?
Item is expansion of the fleet.
Expansion of the fleet. If you recall, at our last meeting, you gave me permission to go out and source some new vehicles. This year alone, at one vendor, we spent about $220,000 on maintenance on old vehicles, on fixing the fleet. So we are going to dispose of 8 of the oldest vehicles that we have, and they are from 2013, some 2017s, 2015s. It's about 8 vehicles, and we're going to go to the state contracting system and pick up 8 new cargo vans to replace those. And what we need from you all is just permission when we dispose of the other vehicles. We can do one or two things. We can donate it to another nonprofit, or we can sell it if we feel like somebody want to buy it, but I mean, that's like selling some lemons. So what we probably want to do, they pretty bad. I mean, they rolling, but you're taking your chance, you know? But we want to, our preference would be to donate them to another nonprofit who can use them in the community. And so that's what we want permission from, because we already ordered the vans. You gave me permission to do that last time. We're of the opinion of if we get some new vans, it'll eliminate some of this maintenance cost. And so we just need your permission to either dispose of the other vans. Yes.
Did we get did y'all get a vehicle? I know we talked about that. Did y'all get a vehicle?
And we're gonna, Miss Pratt told. So I'm glad you mentioned that. It is important, but the CFO is pulling the reins of the finances. So
And no, explain.
look, see why I don't let her talk, Jennifer?
May I
Yes,
explain?
you can explain.
What I told them, I did not remember the board saying okay.
They said
But-
okay.
But I told them to show it to me in the minutes, and they didn't show me, so.
It's in these minutes.
It's in this minute.
It's in these
She got
minutes.
them now, but, I didn't.
Yeah, it's in there.
It's in there.
I didn't, you better make sure. I didn't see it in the minutes.
They in the
so-
minutes.
And plus, we had some vans break early, so we had to buy 2 last year.
Right.
And they had 50,000 a pop.
They
So,
are.
we didn't have money to buy Hudson, not Hub,
Cost,
the agency.
Yeah.
We didn't have the money for that,
Big
not for that.
It's a big parish.
Yeah.
That is. And
I know
we
it
gonna
is.
get one rep sale. Just thank you, just for reminding us. All right. And so if we could, Chief, just I guess a motion
Yeah.
to be able to donate them.
All right.
All right.
And second, okay, all in favor, y'all, and it's gonna be for the disposal of the 8
Yes.
vehicles?
Yeah.
All in favor? Are there any nays or questions? No, all right, that motion passed.
What brand are we?
We have, let me tell you exactly, and if you know somebody who needs one, let us know. We have a 2013 Nissan, a 2017 Chevrolet Express 2500, a 2015 Ford.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't, what you buying?
Oh, what we buying?
Yeah. The reason why I'm asking, I was in the car business for 10 years. I just want to know what brand are we buying.
Ford.
Since they're breaking
No,
down-
no, they're not.
breaking down.
What we buying? Courtesy Ford.
It's courtesy Ford. Yeah, it's Ford.
Most of our brands are Ford.
Yeah, because they on, well, see, they're on state contract. And so
Yeah,
when
we have to pick
we
it
have to
up.
pick them from state contract, and when you spend a certain amount of procurement funds, we have to go through the procurement department. So most of the time, they're on state contract. If we have one like this Nissan, we bought it was at a, Enterprise, it was on real sale, like $10,000. We bought it used, right? So, but most of these Fords are, on state contract, yeah.
When you find new, they maintenance for free.
They do.
They do the first oil change and all that for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, for free. The first one at the Ford place, and that's it.
One first
One.
So I'm asking because I bought a truck recently, and like the package I got, I'm gonna have the oil changes for the rest of like.
For the light.
Truck with the vehicle.
Yeah.
We should probably, as eager as he was to make that sale, he probably throw that in if it's not in there.
You know what
Our
I'm saying?
transportation lady,
That's when you buy
is
something.
not here, so.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
We'll ask her to, cause we hadn't signed, we'll tell her, to tell them, yeah.
I got the light from my vehicle. I just take it up there and go change it.
Yeah, so,
That's what Jerry Lane.
Jerry Lane.
yeah, well, part of the problem is, so with the state, they have only a couple of designated places, where you can get the fleet, and, this is courtesy Ford, is it in Lafayette?
Bro Bridge.
Bro Bridge, and they drive them here. They specialize in the state's fleet package. So they drive them here, they just drop them, you know. But we can check and see if we can do it with the Ford here. That's a great idea. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I
Once you
said,
tell them.
6
Yeah.
at a
They
time.
want
Don't
that
have-
sale, like you said, they want that sale.
Yeah, they want that sale.
They at a time.
Yes, ma'am.
Does Ms. Pratt need a motion to get your vehicle?
Dispose. Yeah,
No, short, not dispose
No,
of.
it's in the
we
minutes.
don't need a
now.
motion.
We got it, yeah. She say she see it now.
Yeah.
She didn't see it first.
I'm just
Got you. All right, got you.
Ready for
All
the
right, yep.
resolution? All right, y'all, we gonna move on to the resolution for the 2025 disaster plan.
So as you know, every year we have to update, renew, come up with, and make changes to our disaster plan this year. And the plan, some of the changes is how we're gonna deal with snow. You know, as these disasters occur, then they ask us to come back and add our models of what we're gonna do during times of snowstorms. So this resolution reads, on the 30th day of January 25th, at a meeting of the Board of Directors, it was duly moved and seconded that the following resolution be adopted. Be it resolved that the Board of Directors of the above-named corporation does hereby accept the 2025 EBRCOA Emergency Disaster Preparedness Plan. That's it. And
That's
then we'll
it?
get the secretary to sign it.
All right, get a motion to accept that resolution for the disaster plan for 2025. All right, we got it moved by Representative Larry and second by Ms. Mary Washington. All in favor? Aye. All right. Are there any nays? No nays, the motion passes.
All right. And then, go ahead, next.
All right, now, G. This the easy one, I believe. Performance review of the Chief Executive Officer for 24-25 disbursement.
If you all recall, so we'll have a meeting of the Personnel Committee, but we're gonna, give you all the packets. I think in the packet, it has information on how you fill it out, mail it back to us, and then the Personnel Committee goes through it and open it and score it. They'll have a meeting and do a score. And so part of our audit requirements as it relates to our oversight agency, they come in, they look in the files, they have to make sure that you all are reviewing us, I'm reviewing the staff, and so it's the same thing as the employees, it's my evaluation. And then you guys will work with, I think Shan and Ms. Pratt are the staff liaisons, they'll work with the Personnel Committee. Personnel Committee will bring it back to the full board in April. We'll need a vote for that, Chief.
All right,
That's it.
It's a self-addressed.
thank you, ma'am.
It's a self-addressed envelope, Trudy said. So just stick it on there and mail it. Okay, next.
All right, y'all, we gonna move on to H, expansion of the responsibilities of the ad hoc committee.
What you doing? Okay.
Is there a time frame? I'm sorry to go back.
Is it time frame? Yeah.
Yes,
On returning?
we have a week to do it, so it'll be, due next week, next Thursday. Please, the address label on there is to, attention to Connie Kurtz, because she's the chair, woman for that,
Personnel.
committee. Vice chair is Ms. Jerry Booker.
All right. Now, we gonna move to expansion of the responsibility of the ad hoc committee.
Okay, so we have a formalized ad hoc committee. Do you recall who's on it? Yes. Who's on it is, I am the liaison to the ad hoc committee. Reverend Mary Moss is on it, Ms. Jerry Booker, Ms. Mary Washington, Ms. Kathy Coleman, and Mrs. Sonia Boss, and of course, Chief. And we want to expand some of the duties. This had started off as strictly about building and construction, and you'll still do that as we begin to work on the project in Baker at Lotus Village at the Lakes. But also, it's time for us to prepare to renew and rerun for our millage. The time is coming up, and so we want to get a plan this year. Initially, when we did the millage campaign, we were novice and we're flying from the seat of our pants. This time we'll have some folks that are specialized in campaigns and fundraising and PACs, not any of us, meaning staff. We're gonna leave that up to whatever SSA consultants and some other folks that do campaigns and figure out the best plan for it. I know it has been mentioned from them that we do something similar to BREC, the Friends of BREC, or the Friends of the Council on Aging, and start an arm to take care of that. But we need to come up with a plan because, in this climate, particularly as it relates to taxes and taxing entities, and it's a doggy dog right now. So we have to come up with a concise, consolidated plan and come up with how we can get some semblance of a victory out of renewing this millage. And then how we can start early explaining the importance of what we do and all the wins that we have had. We have, that's one thing that we're gonna work on as an agency this year, is getting out some of the wins, because we're so focused on doing the day-to-day stuff, but we gotta start, tooting and touting our own horn, which is sometimes difficult for us, because, when you do that, people think you're bragging, and you do that. So we're gonna figure out the best method to do that, and Jill says we're gonna get that figured out with our marketing campaign. But in the meantime, we needed you guys' permission to add another layer to the ad hoc committee, so that's the next one. I saw. On my favorite channel too. We need a motion for that.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna entertain a motion, y'all, to expand the duties of the ad hoc committee. All right, moved and second by Coach Jones there. All in favor, vote aye. Aye. All right, are there any nays? No nays, all right, motion carries.
All right. And then also we'll need a meeting, and we'll get Chief to call a meeting with the Board Development Committee. There are 2 seats that'll be open. They're up for expiration. Chief Dunn, who's been here, seems like about 20 years.
I was gonna say, at least 20, I know that long.
Chief Dunn, and Ms. Ingrid Payne. Yep, she has,
I
this is
think
her
we come
last year
together,
too.
Ingrid?
Y'all came together, yeah, so it's our hope they roll off for 1 year and come on back, right? But anyway, so the board there'll be a call meeting for the Board Development Committee to meet, take applications. We got a lot of people that's interested in joining this board, ironically, so they like, they kind of like what we do, I guess. And so you all can have that meeting and bit that, but we wanted to put that on your radar so that we get ready to send a letter out to receive applications and announce it, in public, so that folks will know that there are some openings.
Yeah. And just let everyone know, for the Board Development Committee, it's Attorney Jacqueline Nash, Councilwoman Carolyn Coleman, who's the Vice Chair, Ms. Carolyn Key, Representative Larry Selders, and Ms. Mary Washington, excuse me, and Chief.
All right. And so if you don't mind, Chief, I'm going to my report.
Yes, ma'am, we're going to the CEO report, everybody.
All right. So first and foremost, I'm gonna do a little of that horn touting. We've received directly to the East Baton Rouge Council on Aging from HUD, out of $97 million, we received a $3.2 million grant for Lotus Village at the Lakes, the loft, and the community senior center that we're gonna build there. And there is only 2 recipients in the state of Louisiana. And ironically, we're in both pots of money. The other money is $7.1 million directly to our developer partner, which is Gulf Coast Housing, to build some more senior housing at Howell Place. And they are building, they're gonna have 2 or 3 different phases, but we're gonna work on seniors living in, aging in place. And they're also building a whole development for grandparents raising grandchildren, housing, as well as some form or semblance of some assisted living. So it's going to be, we're putting some senior housing in the ground. And so with the money that we have from capital outlay, from Senator Barrow, that she's making sure it stays there, it's about 14 million that's already over there in two priorities, some in priority 1, some in priority 5. We got $1 million there that's liquid, that's in the general fund, and this $3.2 million, we really have all the money we need to start the project in Baker. We're just waiting on the authorization and the letter from HUD. We got the email saying that we won the money, so we'll start construction, which Ms. Pratt Hayes here shortly, is our understanding. But we're really excited about both of these projects. This project at Lotus Village will be the first one that will be fully in charge of ourselves, right? So we're going to pick the contractor, we're going to do all of that, and our developer is going to take, they're just going to guide us on how to do it ourselves. And on this other, on the $7.1 million project, we're co-developers on that. But we're the lead developers on Lotus Village at the Lakes.
Where is that Howell Place?
Howell Place is off of Harding. On Howell Boulevard, there is YMCA at the end of the street, and right across the street towards 72nd Street, there are 55 acres that we acquired a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been in the plan. They're doing a whole master plan to do housing, and Aquinas it is also in District 10. For some reason,
It is.
District 10 is the district. Drop the mic. It is in District 10. That's it. It's in District 10. So we're doing some great things. So we're excited about the HUD project. As you know, many of you may know, our Dooms House project property at Sherwood, it's the same kind of elderly housing project, a 202 program. And the best part about that is that each unit comes with a voucher. And so whoever lives in that unit gets their rent subsidized directly from HUD. So you'll never pay market rate. You might pay $100 or a couple hundred. At Dumas House, they pay anywhere from $100 to maybe $300, and the rest is paid for by HUD, as opposed to you having to have a voucher and go through the housing authority process. So we're real excited about that.
Think I can get one of them?
Can you? I don't know, it's gonna be a line for them, but we'll talk after we off the record. I wanted you all to know that we did send out the email, the memo from the last meeting about dining and dashing. I can just say this, there are a few upset seniors, they've called the governor's office, but we sent the memo to them after we had the meeting, and so they are supportive. They also offered us if we wanted to add some extra meals at the feeding sites where they could go. The problem is they don't want to go and pick it up from the feeding site. So just in case you hear it, this is helping. It is really going to help us, one,
Yes.
maintain some attendance, but also keep up with our food costs, because we know that you're coming, and we'll have to divide food between people. So we'll see how that goes. But I wanted you all to know that that memo went out in case you get calls. But most of you all probably won't, because in your areas, the seniors, they enjoy just going and staying. Third, we had the groundbreaking for Care South on the geriatric healthcare clinic a couple of weeks ago. It was amazing. We are really excited. The ground is already leveled and cleaned back there. It's in District 10. It's in District 10. It's around the corner in the village, and so the seniors are excited. We're really excited about a place where all the seniors can go for all their health care needs. Matter of fact, I'm moving as soon as I'm going to the doctor over there too, right? So we're excited about that. When I get old enough, Ms. Pat keep reminding me that I'm enough. She be on me, okay? GOEA is having, the Governor's Office of Elderly Affairs is having their conference for statewide directors from all over the state, and they have asked us to host them one evening. They want to see the village. They are encouraging my counterparts to think outside the box and maybe do some villages in their area. So they're going to take a tour of the Lotus Center. They're going to come to this building and look at the kitchen. They're trying to push us to, to cook on your own. It's a better product, and sometimes it's often more cost effective than a contract from somebody else, and the seniors enjoy it more. And so they're gonna take a tour, and we will ask you all, Trudy's gonna send a message that you come and meet them. Our food vendor has committed to buying the stuff for the reception, so it won't come out of our budget. We gotta have some wine and cheese and charcuterie board kind of thing, but if you could, I would love for you to come and meet the other directors from all across the state. Okay. Then note your calendars, our annual meeting is on May 15th. And so this year, we decided prom is good and party is good, but what we're realizing is our seniors need some more encouragement to focus on some health care. So we're gonna have a citywide, parish-wide healthy aging conference, how you age and be a little more healthy. And so it's gonna be, we haven't gotten the place yet, but it's mind, body, and spirit. We'll have all kind of things as it relates to mobility, aging in place, all that great stuff. We might have some housing folk out to come, and so that is the one activity that we're planning on doing. If we don't have any budgetary issues, we want to do a masquerade ball. They want a masquerade ball. And so we'll see how that goes as it relates to money. Because you know when you do these citywide events, they're very expensive. People don't know the prom cost us $350,000. Skip day costs about 200-something thousand. When you moving all these people, getting them their feet, them taking them back just to get the buses, just to get the place, you got insurance policies for special events, so it's costly. But we're gonna do this, and we're gonna try to get sponsors for all the healthcare board, big companies that wanna come in. Thanksgiving dinner is December the 18th at all the sites.
November.
No, I'm sorry, November the 18th, my apologies. And then some staff will be potentially going to some national conferences, American Society on Aging in Orlando, which has already been paid for from last year, because we didn't make it last year because that's the same day before Janice died, so we canceled it. And so the money is on the books already, so we're gonna go this year. And then the U.S. Aging Conference in Chicago, so we can learn some new best practices. And that's it, Mr. Chair.
All right.
Any questions? No. We busy. Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned
Uh-huh.
are you getting somebody to do housing?
I am. I haven't announced for it, but we're looking for somebody who can take over the housing, especially with these HUD laws and regulations. Ironically, and I didn't say it in my report, but Janice wrote the grant for the HUD dollars, and she took it home that Thursday, the night before she died. And so we waited a couple of weeks, and her husband was like, you should just take it and see if you could do something with it. And just so happened we still had time, we turned it in. I didn't even read it. I didn't read it because I still was distraught.
Yeah.
And so it's nothing but God that we got it.
That's right.
And I said, oh, Lord, we want it. Now what we going to do with it? We don't have that level of expertise, but we are looking for somebody. If y'all know somebody that specializes in housing, particularly senior housing, and they know HUD rules and regulations, it would be awesome for us to try to find somebody. If it's a company, a contract, whatever, just, but we need some help. Nobody.
She really did.
Yeah, she
Yes.
really loved it.
Yes,
And
she
she
did.
knew it from front to back. Yeah. Matter of fact, the other 7.1 million, she helped them too. Right, with theirs too. So, yeah. So when we got it, we said, oh, she's smiling. She's smiling down
That
from
was
here.
truly her specialty, though.
That was her specialty.
Truly her specialty. Yeah.
All right.
Chair, may I say this?
Please.
To our director, the Lord told me that after dealing with all these different programs I have, and I be complaining, he said, quit complaining when I bless you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just telling you.
I got it. I received the message. I'm telling you, I told them in the last meeting, I was talking to my mother this morning, she said, well, I saw you in the paper, I feel so sorry for you. And I said, I'm so sick. She said, hold on a minute. And she flipped the paper over. She said, you're not in this obituary, you fine, right? You ain't in here. So you keep pressing on. I said, yes, ma'am, let me go to work. That's it, Chief, I'm done.
All right, y'all, we have any unfinished business? Any? All right. Is there any new business? Any new business, anybody? Yes,
I
ma'am.
have a question. Yes. Am I in order?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so early voting, talk to me about what we're doing as far as getting our seniors to the polls for early voting. And before you answer that, I'd like for us to make sure that we acknowledge and know that that Mr. Tasha lost his father. And so the services are tomorrow
Okay.
at St. Francis Xavier at
11.
11 o'clock.
If you fully Catholic, you go for 9.
You go for
If
9.
you like me, I'm showing up at 11.
11 o'clock.
And it'll be over about 11:30 anyway.
Yeah.
So tomorrow at 11, so.
Yeah, thank you.
Friday.
Thank you.
At 11, so you let him know.
All right.
He's definitely our prayer.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Please do.
As it relates to early voting, it's ironic that you bring that up. Our attorney, Murphy Foster, has been having conversations and email conversations back and forth with the Secretary of State's office because they are upset because we took seniors to the polls last election. And they said, you received the phone call, that's right. And they said that we shouldn't be doing that and that we took seniors every day, which we did. And we have done that, and not just me, my counterparts. So they've asked for our policies, they've asked for the information as it relates to our vehicles that we use, our buses. Our buses, and so I need to find out where we are, but it's my intention, unless they come over here and lock the vehicles,
right.
we're gonna be taking
Put boots on them. They don't boot us?
Because
It's
that's,
not like we taking the same
Well,
seniors.
yes.
no, we're taking different ones every
Different
time.
ones every time.
But our policy says with those buses that we receive, that we are supposed to allow seniors to have access to places, facilities, and things that they want to do. They ask us to take them to vote because, one, they do not trust the ballots in the mail anymore.
correct.
And so this last time we made several trips every day during early voting. So unless they send an injunction or something, we will be doing what we feel we're supposed to do.
And you're
For
not
the
telling
sing,
them who.
for the sing.
We don't even go. They go in on that. We help them in the door because a lot of them, have some mobility issues, but we don't tell them, we don't give them anything.
No.
No.
We just go, but I rode the bus.
Yeah, you rode the bus.
Yeah, yeah.
They just go. Was I on the
Yeah.
bus with you? I'm not even there.
Yeah,
I'm at
yeah,
Dawes.
that's right. That's right.
Right.
And the other thing is that I know that you take them to Baker because
Right.
they don't have to go up in the stairs.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so that's a great thing.
And
Baker.
because
So-
over at the archive building, they kind of get a little harassed and they don't like to go to that one. So they like to go to Baker. It's in one door and out the same door.
That's right.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
They
say,
do.
and our people are the
they
nicest
treat
you
them-
gonna
they
meet,
treat
that's
them
right.
nice at
In
Baker,
Baker, they treat us good up there.
And you just
That's
be
right.
mindful of when folk come talking about what to do and what not to do. You gotta find out what their motives are, and y'all
Right.
already know.
Right.
Everybody in here know what the motives
Yes,
are.
yes, yes.
So we
Yes,
just need to
of
make
course.
sure that they get
That's
from
right.
that voting poll.
That's right.
That's it. Yep. Okay.
All right, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, and second. All right, everybody in favor? You just close your folder up, we good.